I love nature. I love the outdoors. I love that I work for a company that cares about the same things that I do. I work in the environment team at Bell, and I'm excited to build the electric vehicle fleet. You can drive it with only one pedal. How cool is that?
When we think about sport and food, we often only think about nutrition. But it's more than that. It's our way to connect with loved ones after being on the road, or spending countless hours training to be our best. Our way to show someone we care about them, and to care for ourselves. It's more than just food, it's fuel. Chicken Farmers of Canada, proudly supporting Canadian swimmers since 2013.
This past year has been challenging for all Canadians, and swimmers are no exception. As hot weather and outdoor swimming surrounds us and pool facilities reopen across the country, it's time to return to the activity that you love and keep swimming. Not only is swimming a proven safe activity during COVID-19, it provides all Canadians safety in and around water, but also improves mental health, builds confidence, overall fitness, creates lifelong friendships, and fun. It's time to return to swimming and return to the sport you love. Your teammates and friends are waiting. Why not you? Check with your local swim club for all the details in your area. Visit whynot.swimming.ca.
Qu'est-ce qui rend la natation de compétition unique? Elle peut être pratiquée aussi bien en solo qu'en équipe, dès le plus jeune âge et ce, jusqu'à l'âge d'or. La natation est non seulement une activité sûre du point de vue de la COVID-19, mais en vous inscrivant à un club de natation, elle vous permet de créer des amitiés et des souvenirs durables tout en gardant la forme. La natation enseigne la gestion du temps, le travail d'équipe. Elle favorise l'inclusion, fait travailler tout le corps et offre la possibilité de voyager et de participer à des compétitions dans votre province et dans tout le pays. Il est temps de vous joindre à l'un des 400 clubs de natation du Canada. Vos nouveaux coéquipières et amis vous attendent. Pourquoi pas vous? Renseignez-vous auprès de votre club de natation local pour connaître tous les détails. Visitez pourquoipas.natation.ca.
Master Swimming is a welcoming environment for anyone over the age of 18 looking to retain fitness or improve skills with instruction from a professional coach. Not only is it a proven safe activity during COVID-19, Master Swimming allows adults to enjoy the sport in a social environment with variety, as every workout is different and every skill level is accepted. It engages the whole body, low-impact exercise for people with injuries, arthritis, and other conditions, improves sleep. It's accessible and affordable. It's time to join Master Swimming. Your new teammates and friends are waiting. Why not you? Check with your local club for all the details in your area. Visit whynot.swimming.ca.
J'adore la nature, j'adore le plein air. Je suis contente de travailler pour une compagnie qui partage les mêmes valeurs que moi. Je travaille dans l'équipe environnement chez Bell et je suis fière d'avoir contribué au développement de la flotte de véhicules électriques. La première fois que j'ai vu le véhicule électrique, j'ai trouvé qu'elle était mignonne et j'avais hâte de la conduire.
Faites le grand saut. Sortez de la piscine et plongez dans un lac, une rivière ou un océan et profitez des bienfaits de la natation dans une eau plus froide, au grand air et au soleil. La natation est non seulement une activité sûre du point de vue de la COVID-19, mais la natation de distance et d'eau libre permet d'acquérir de l'endurance, d'apprendre des stratégies, des tactiques et des compétences mentales tout en offrant un entraînement complet. Elle offre de nombreux bienfaits pour la santé, notamment une augmentation du niveau d'énergie, un renforcement du système immunitaire, une meilleure circulation, une augmentation du métabolisme et favorise la guérison de blessures et de douleurs articulaires. Il est temps de vous mettre à la natation de distance et d'eau libre. Cette liberté est contagieuse, amusante et conviviale. Vos nouveaux coéquipiers, coéquipières et amis vous attendent. Pourquoi pas vous? Contactez votre club local pour connaître tous les détails. Visitez pourquoipas.natation.ca.
What makes the sport of competitive swimming unique? It can be done both solo and as part of a team, starting from a young age that can carry on through your golden years. Not only is swimming a proven, safe activity during COVID-19, joining a swim club creates lifelong friendships and lasting memories while keeping you healthy and fit. Swimming teaches time management, teamwork, supports inclusiveness, a full-body workout, and an opportunity to travel and compete at swim meets throughout your province and across the country. It's time to join one of 400 swim clubs across the country. Your new teammates and friends are waiting. Why not you? Check with your local swim club for all the details in your area. Visit whynot.swimming.ca.
J'adore la nature, j'adore le plein air. Je suis contente de travailler pour une compagnie qui partage les mêmes valeurs que moi. Je travaille dans l'équipe environnement chez Bell et je suis fière d'avoir contribué au développement de la flotte de véhicules électriques. La première fois que j'ai vu le véhicule électrique, j'ai trouvé qu'elle était mignonne et j'avais hâte de la conduire.
Lorsque nous pensons au sport et à la nourriture, nous pensons souvent qu'à la nutrition. Mais c'est plus que cela. C'est notre façon de nous connecter avec nos proches après nos déplacements. De nous entraîner de nombreuses heures pour devenir meilleurs. Notre façon de montrer à une personne que nous nous soucions d'elle et prendre soin de nous. C'est plus que de la simple nourriture. C'est une source d'énergie. Les producteurs de poulet du Canada alimentent fièrement les nageurs canadiens depuis 2013.
La dernière année a été difficile pour toute la population canadienne et les nageurs et nageuses ne font pas exception. Alors que le temps chaud et la baignade en plein air sont au rendez-vous et que les piscines rouvrent leurs portes dans tout le pays, il est temps de revenir à l'activité que vous aimez. La natation est non seulement une activité sûre du point de vue de la COVID-19, mais elle permet à toute la population canadienne d'être en sécurité dans l'eau et autour de l'eau. Elle améliore également la santé mentale, la confiance en soi, la forme physique générale et elle permet de tisser des liens pour la vie et d'avoir du plaisir. Il est temps de revenir à la piscine. Vos coéquipiers, coéquipières et amis vous attendent. Pourquoi pas vous? Renseignez-vous auprès de votre club de natation local pour connaître tous les détails. Visitez pourquoipas.natation.ca.
Lorsque nous pensons au sport et à la nourriture, nous pensons souvent qu'à la nutrition. Mais c'est plus que cela. C'est notre façon de nous connecter avec nos proches après nos déplacements. De nous entraîner de nombreuses heures pour devenir meilleurs. Notre façon de montrer à une personne que nous nous soucions d'elle et prendre soin de nous. C'est plus que de la simple nourriture. C'est une source d'énergie. Les producteurs de poulet du Canada alimentent fièrement les nageurs canadiens depuis 2013.
La natation chez les maîtres offre un environnement accueillant pour toute personne âgée de plus de 18 ans qui cherche à se maintenir en forme ou améliorer ses compétences grâce à l'encadrement d'un entraîneur professionnel. La natation est non seulement une activité sûre du point de vue de la COVID-19, la natation chez les maîtres propose une pratique dans un environnement social et varié, car chaque séance d'entraînement est différente et chaque niveau de compétence est accepté. Cette activité fait travailler l'ensemble du corps. Elle constitue un exercice à faible impact pour les personnes souffrant de blessures, d'arthrite ou d'autres maladies. Elle améliore le sommeil, en plus d'être accessible et abordable. Il est temps de vous joindre aux maîtres. Vos nouveaux coéquipiers, coéquipières et amis vous attendent. Pourquoi pas vous? Contactez votre club local pour connaître tous les détails. Visitez pourquoipas.natation.ca.
J'adore la nature, j'adore le plein air. Je suis contente de travailler pour une compagnie qui partage les mêmes valeurs que moi. Je travaille dans l'équipe environnement chez Bell et je suis fière d'avoir contribué au développement de la flotte de véhicules électriques. La première fois que j'ai vu le véhicule électrique, j'ai trouvé qu'elle était mignonne et j'avais hâte de la conduire.
Take the plunge into a pool, lake, river, or ocean and immerse yourself in the benefits of swimming in colder water or even fresh air and sunshine. Not only is swimming a proven safe activity during COVID-19, distance and open water swimming teaches endurance, strategies, tactics, and mental skills while providing a full body workout. The freedom of distance and open water swimming is contagious, fun, and social. It has many health benefits, including increased energy levels, boosted immune system, better circulation, increased metabolism, and helping with injury and joint pain. It's time to start distance and open water swimming, an opportunity to travel the world and compete in all different bodies of water. Your new teammates and friends are waiting. Why not you? Check with your local club for all the details in your area. Visit whynot.swimming.ca.
Think about sport and food, we often only think about nutrition. But it's more than that. It's our way to connect with loved ones after being on the road, or spending countless hours training to be our best. Our way to show someone we care about them, and to care for ourselves. It's more than just food, it's fuel. Chicken Farmers of Canada, proudly supporting Canadian swimmers since 2013.
nature. I love the outdoors. I love that I work for a company that cares about the same things that I do. I work in the environment team at Bell, and I'm excited to build the electric vehicle fleet. You can drive it with only one pedal. How cool is that?
The 2022 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials is brought to you by... Les essais canadiens de natation Bell 2022 vous sont présentés par The Government of Canada, le gouvernement du Canada, Speedo, your trusted swim partner from your first splash through every stroke. Speedo, votre partenaire de natation de confiance, de votre premier saut dans l'eau à chaque traction. All Tides, proud to support Canadian swimming. All Tides, fier de soutenir la natation canadienne. Marriott Bonvoy, 30 hotel brands, endless experiences, official hotel sponsor of Swimming Canada. Marriott Bonvoy, 30 marques d'hôtels, d'innombrables expériences, commanditaire officiel de Natation Canada.
And welcome back, everybody. This is our sixth and our final day, Sarah, of the 2022 Bell Canadian Trials at the Saanich Commonwealth Place in Victoria, BC. We had a great night of racing last night. More new swimmers being named to the team. More Canadian records. Let's talk about that one that happened at the end, but we weren't allowed to talk about, or we weren't able to ratify, but now we can.
Yeah, so Nikki Ence yesterday night, 150 IM SM3 category. She swam under the national record, but then she was disqualified. There was a protest, and the DQ was overturned. So her record is now official. She broke the Canadian record.
And she took, I think it was another 6 seconds off at
Yeah,
night,
6
wasn't
seconds.
it?
It was a huge drop.
It was a big drop. So very exciting and good for her, and good on her coach for challenging that disqualification and having it overturned. So this morning we had the 8 and 1500s. We do have the top heat of the 8 and the top heat of the 1500 tonight. One swimmer who we won't get to see, a scratch in the women's 800.
Summer McIntosh, she's not going to be swimming it. So that means our top seed for tonight is going to be Katrina Bellio. She's very close to the FINA A standard, but she hasn't been under yet. And then we have Abby Dunford. Her seat time is 5 seconds slower than Bellio, but her split time in the 1500 at the 800 meter mark was 5 seconds faster than her entry time for the 800. So it should be quite a race between these two.
It should be quite a race. And if you remember, we talked about it during the 1500. Bellio ended up beating Dunford at the Olympic trials. Bellio went on to swim that event. Dunford just narrowly missed. But here in the 1500 earlier in the weekend, the tables were turned, and it was actually Abby Dunford who went under the standard, and Bellio still has to make the team. And so now's her opportunity here tonight in the 800. In the 1500 meter freestyle, it's going to be a bit of work, but we do have some swimmers that are at the top that are swimming very well, and our lead swimmer is Brown from Point Claire.
Yeah, so Brown, he was very good this week already. He's the top seed tonight, but we also have Eric Hedling, who's the second seed for tonight. His entry time is 5:24, but his personal best is actually 5:03, I think. 15:03, I mean.
It was a few years ago, but that's right.
That was a few years ago.
It was done at this pool.
Yeah. So if he can get down to that personal best, he would be under the FINA A standard. But if not, the secondary standard is 15:13. So that one might be doable for our guys.
200 meter breaststroke. We saw Rachel Nicol win the 50. She's the number 1 seed going in here tonight. She was not under the FINA A cut, but she was relatively close to her best time.
Yeah, she was, I think, less than a second from her personal best. And we also have Kelsey Wog, who's the only one who has been under the FINA A standard before. So if she can get close to our best time tonight, we might have a finale standard. If not, it's going to be first one to the wall.
And we won't count out the third qualifier, Tess Chapluha. She dropped 2 seconds on her personal best. She made the team last night in the 400-meter individual medley, so she is swimming well. She's going to be right in the mix as well inside the middle lanes. When we switch over to the boys in the 200-meter breaststroke, James Dergashoff, top qualifier, he won the 100-meter breaststroke, but we didn't have any of those swimmers that were actually that close to the standard this morning.
Yes, I'm not sure we're going to see anyone under that standard tonight, but it should be still a good race. We might see some personal bests, so we're going to have to see what happens.
The 50 freestyle, that's the last event that we have to talk about. And we did see Kyla Sanchez, the winner of the 100-meter freestyle. She's a top seed going in tonight. She swam pretty well.
Oh, yeah, she was a full second ahead of the second seed for tonight. So on a 50, that's absolutely phenomenal.
That's a lot of distance, yeah.
Yeah. And she was also under the finale standard, so it should be a good race tonight.
And one young man who has been crushing it all week long, Josh Liendo from the North York Aquatic Club, just missed Brent Hayden's Canadian record from, well, I want to say decades ago. It wasn't that long ago, but it was a while ago. 6/100s. He was 21:79 this morning.
He was so close, but he has been swimming so well this week. We might see a new Canadian record from him tonight.
Well, lots of fun and excitement to come here tonight at the Saanich Commonwealth Place Pool. At the end of the night, stay tuned, but check your social media feeds later on. The team announcement for Worlds, Commonwealths, and so on, that's going to be on Swimming Canada's social media pages later on tonight. So make sure you tune in for that at the conclusion of our event. Well, one more night of racing, Sarah. I think it's going to be a good one.
The 2022
It is appropriate that we begin by acknowledging that the District of Saanich lies within the territories of the Lekwungen peoples, represented by the Songhees and the Esquimalt nations, and the Wasanich peoples, represented by the Sartlip, Pakwachin, Sayont, Saikom, and Malahat nations.
Il convient de commencer par reconnaître que le district de Saanich est situé sur le territoire des peuples Lekwungen, représentés par les nations Songhees et Esquimalt, et ceux des peuples de Wasanich, représentés par les nations Sartlip, Pakwachin, Sayont, Saikom et Malahat. I'd like to now introduce our officials for tonight's sessions. On passe maintenant à l'introduction de nos bénévoles officiels pour la session de ce soir. Your referee for the women's events, juge arbitre pour l'épreuve féminine, Normand Lachance. The starter for the women's events, juge de départ l'épreuve féminine, Maggie Middleton. Your referee for the men's events, juge arbitre pour les épreuves masculines, Daryl Martin. Juge de départ pour les épreuves masculines. Starter for the men's events, Glenn Gray. Juge arbitre pour les épreuves para. Referee for the para events, Charles Montpetit. And your starter for the para events, juge de départ pour les épreuves para, Gary Roberg.
We now direct your attention to the awards podium area, the singing of our national anthem by Jeff Holmes.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, carte bras et portez le nez, et c'est porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Jeff Holmes with our national anthem this evening. And we'll continue to have your attention directed to the awards podium area to present the awards now for the women's multi-class 150 individual medley.
Procédons maintenant à la remise de médaille du 150 TNI féminin para.
Bronze medalist, la médaille de bronze, 412 points, Variety Village Aquatic Club, Ali Van Wismart. Silver medalist,
La médaille d'argent,
477 points and a new Canadian record in the SM3 classification from the Saskatoon Lasers, Nikki N. And your gold medalist,
la médaille d'or,
scoring 500 points from the 12th Maryland Aquatic Club, national champion Jordan Tucker.
And welcome back. It is the sixth and final night of the 2022 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. I am Jason Pratt, here with me again, Sarah Mayo, and we're just catching the tail end of this awards presentation. This was an event that we weren't able to give out medals to yesterday. A bit of a action after the fact with a disqualification and a protest. And it does look like we had that protest overturned, didn't we, Sarah?
We sure did. Good thing that it did get overturned because Nikki Hans had a phenomenal swim yesterday. Took 6 seconds off her personal best. It was a phenomenal swim. So we're really glad she was able to have that time be official.
So that was her second Canadian record in that event, twice on the very same day. And then, as we'd mentioned, a 6-second drop from the prelims to the finals. So a significant amount of time, which leads us into our first event of the night, and that is the women's 100-meter backstroke in the para multi-class category. And all sorts of experience here and all sorts of great swimming this morning, Sarah.
We had 7 out of these 8 women in the finals swam under the MQS this morning, so the qualifying standard for Worlds. So we have a very strong 100 back women with our para swimmers in Canada.
And Shelby Newkirk, she was the top swimmer based on the points, scoring 989, right up there. She's going to be swimming in lane number 7, though. The finals are seeded by time and not by points. So just like a conventional heat or a conventional final.
And I think this morning she was just like 2/10 of a second over Canadian record. And with how she's been swimming all week, I think we can expect another record from her tonight, though. That would be her 5th, I think, for this week.
Wow, 5 records in one meet. That's quite incredible for Newkirk. We'll keep our eye on that swimmer in 7. She was 1:21.93 this morning, so she just needs to be a couple tenths of a second faster to get down to that Canadian record. Here we go now with the start. Women's 100-meter backstroke in the para multi-class category. And here we go again, another clean start. The swimmer in the middle of the pool, the fastest swimmer, Aurélie Rivard. She was at 1:12.44. Out quickly in lane number 2 and moving nicely. That's Ariana Hunsaker from the University of Laval. She was 1:17.66 this morning, but she's out with all sorts of speed. This morning, she was 36.6 on that first 50. And she is ahead of the entire field. Rivard in the middle of the pool was 35.5, but she's behind Hunsaker as they come to the 50 wall. And it's Hunsaker out. Look at this, 35.11. A second and a half better than she was this morning.
So I think she's really going for it. She knew that she wasn't under the MQS this morning. She was just a couple tenths of a second over. So I think she's really trying to get under that time, which is 1:17.03 tonight.
So she was our lone swimmer in the field who wasn't under that MQS. We'll see if she can do that here tonight. And Rivard has taken over the race, though, with 10 meters left to go. Aurélie Rivard in 4. She was 1:12.44 this morning in the prelims, and she's going to be the fastest swimmer here tonight, 1:11.92, a half second better. Second is Katie Crosgriff in lane number 5, 1:13.24. And third goes to Hunsaker, 1:14.72. Underneath that all-important MQS standard.
And we have a new Canadian record for Shelby Newkirk.
And she did do it. Look at this, 1:20.76 for Newkirk. Swimming in lane number 7. That is another huge drop. That's a
full second under the previous record.
Great swim for Newkirk from the Saskatoon Y Lasers, swimming in lane number 7, and brand new Canadian record. So all 8 of those swimmers in the women's 100-meter backstroke managed to get under that MQS. And correct me if I'm wrong, Sarah, but I think that might have been one of the first races that we saw that.
Yeah, I think it is. And it's a good thing that Team Canada is going to be a big one this summer. They're going to have, I think the maximum is 32 swimmers on the team. So, we had a lot of great swims. I don't think we're going to have any problem filling all those spots.
Well, great show in the pool, and I think we're going to get to hear from Kemi Berube on the mic now, and Berube ended up in 4th overall with her 125.59.
Ouais, honnêtement, ça n'a pas été une route facile depuis le retour de Tokyo. Puis, je suis vraiment contente de la course que j'ai été capable de. Comme les pièces du puzzle sont comme emboîtées parfaitement ce soir.
C'est bien, ça. Ce matin, tu as fait 1,26,96, tu as enlevé près d'une seconde ce soir. Qu'est-ce que tu as fait de différent entre ce matin et ce soir?
Honnêtement, moi et mon coach, on a pris un risque. Puis on s'est dit qu'on allait changer au virage à 20 minutes du warm-up. Je pense que ça a porté fruit.
Une seconde avec un bon virage, c'est excitant. Alors, félicitations pour ta semaine et puis bonne chance en futur.
Merci beaucoup.
Camille Berube, Natation Gatineau.
So that was our women. On to the men now. And this ought to be another quick one, though I don't think we had as many swimmers down under that MQS this morning, did we?
Just like in the Olympic stream, the girls are really bringing it, and the guys, we have some good swimmers, but they're not always as good as the girls. So we only had 3 swimmers under the MQS this morning. So we had Alec Elliott, who's going to be swimming in lane number 4, then Zach Zona in lane number 6, and Felix Cohen in lane number 2.
So we'll see if we can get a few more, perhaps under the MQS. As Sarah mentioned, Alex Elliott in lane number 4. He's the top seed in this one by time and by points. It was a 104.23 this morning. It's been a little bit faster, but a good preliminary swim for him.
Tyson McDonald, who's going to be swimming in lane number 5, was very close in points this morning. So Alec Elliott is really going to have to bring it tonight if he wants to stay on top of that podium.
So I expect to see some challenges going on here. In the middle of the pool, we had Elliott 104.23, McDonald at 106.49. The points differential, it was just 38 points between the two of them. So not a huge margin to have to make up. We'll start now of the men's 100-meter backstroke in our multi-class category. And a good start, just like the women, and some really good underwater in lane number 4 by Elliott. Strong right out to 15 meters this morning. He was at 31.0. He does have a seed time of 102.58. So we'll look to see how close he can get to that. And what are we going to need for McDonald in lane number 5?
His MQS is 104.08, so he's going to have to go like 2.5 seconds faster than this morning. And this morning he was out in 31.67.
And so he's just a little bit ahead of that 31.63. Elliott, who we said was 31.0, he's 30.2 on his first 50. So he's out and looking good. Third at the wall is Connor Bissett from the Olympian, swimming in lane number 3 at 34.55.
So 7/10 of a second faster than he was this morning.
So a good drop for him as we come to the close of this one. 10 meters left to go for CNQ's Elliott in lane number 4. Again, 104.23 this morning in the prelims. And it is Elliott 103.02, a good drop. 106.19 for McDonald in lane number 5. And it looks like it's going to be Bissett in 3, coming into the wall third at 112.01. Good drops by everybody here, Sarah.
Yeah, no personal best from these guys, but still good drops from this morning. Very, very decent swims.
Yeah, it looks like every single one of them were faster here tonight than they were this morning. So a good record for these men. As we get ready for our next event, it's event number 53, the women's 200-meter breaststroke. And this is going to be heat 1 of 3. It's going to be our B final. And coming up, It's going to be a bit of a challenge for these women, and we'll see that in the second heat, the super final. They've got to hit down to a standard of 2:25.91. The fastest swimmer we saw this morning was Rachel Nickel from University of Calgary Swim Club. She was almost 2 seconds back of that standard, 2:27.78, but she has been swimming well all week long.
Yeah, we saw her on top of the podium for the 50 breaststroke, and she was really happy with that race. She looked good. She also looked very powerful and fast in the water, so we might see her with a good drop tonight.
Congratulations on a great swim here tonight. Thank you. You're improving on your time from this morning by a few tenths of a second. Always good to drop some time every time you race.
Yeah, it's always good to drop in the morning. That's exactly what I was looking to do tonight, so I'm very pleased to see it drop.
How have you found your week here in Victoria? Have you been enjoying yourself?
Yeah, it's been a great time. I haven't raced in this pool in a number of years, so it's great to be back in Victoria.
It's great to be back racing as well. Was there anything that really stood out for you this week?
Yeah, no, it's been great to get back in a fully integrated meet. It's been many years since I've raced a long course at this point, so it's good to just get back into racing routine.
Yeah, I'm happy with the performance. Well, congratulations on a great swim here, and thank you for being with us here in Victoria this whole week.
Thank you very much.
And there we go. That was Tyson McDonald. As our breaststrokers get ready, it will be the B final here in the women's 200-meter breaststroke. Fastest swim out of these ladies in our first heat, 2:36.51 by lane number 4, Sophie Tarrant from Pacific Coast Swimming. Seem to have a bit of a technical delay here as we, at the pool anyway, are waiting for the scoreboard to refresh itself to get our next swimmers up on the scoreboard. And it looks like they've got it sorted out now, so it should be underway momentarily for the first of 3 heats of the women's 200-meter breaststroke. And we're off there, and we did mention Tarrant was a 2:36.51 in 4. Beside her from Simon Fraser Aquatics, that was Isabel Roth, 2:37.38, 0.8 of a second back. A good group of women here on the way out. Tarrant this morning, she was 35.3 through the first 50 meters. She's got Paige Banton in 3. Right beside her as they come to that 50 wall. And it is Tarrant in 4, 34.02. That's a huge drop from this morning and really getting out for it on that first 50. 35.3, 34.0. That's quite a first 50.
Breaststroke, though, is a bit like butterflies. It's not like freestyle and backstroke that you can go out really fast and then pace. It's you can get tired pretty quickly in breaststroke, so we're going to have to see if she can keep that fast pace that she started with.
Well, she's looking pretty powerful here. She's already a full body length up on 3 and 5 as she comes to the halfway point. It was a personal best for her this morning at 2:36.5 and at 1:12.54. That is more than 2 full seconds better than this morning. Second is Banton in 3 at 1:14.88. Roth right there as well, 1:14.93. But having an awful lot of real estate in between Tarrant and the field there as they make their way down the pool on this third 50.
I think Tarrant just she saw that she missed the A final by just a little bit, and she wanted to make sure that next time won't happen.
And making a statement here in the B as she comes to the last wall. It is Tarrant from Pacific Coast in lane number 4, 1:52.33. Well, she gained another second from where she was this morning. She was 1:55 at the 150 this morning. Roth now in lane number 5, moving up. She outsplit Banton by a full second on that third 50 at 40.0. She's starting to gain a little bit of ground on Tarrant, but Tarrant has got an awful lot of headway here with just less now than 15 meters to go. And it's going to be Sophie Tarrant from Pacific Coast Swimming, represents the University of Victoria. And a 2:36.5 won this morning, winning our B final tonight in lane number 4, 2:33.13.
Wow.
A huge drop for her. Roth from Simon Fraser in lane number 5 hits the wall second at 2:35.42, and then third, Emma Myberg swimming in lane number 6 at 2:36.99. Nice drops by our top swimmers here in this B final. Coming up next, we should have our awards presentations. And awards will be for the women's 100-meter backstroke. Bronze medal, Aurélie Rivard from Club Natation Québec.
It's a good swim for Aurélie. She's not a backstroker, she's a freestyler. So to see her on the podium on the 100 back, very good swim.
Spreading her wings a little bit.
Yeah.
Diversifying the events, always a good thing to be doing. Danny Doris takes the silver medal. And how about this? Gold medal and a new Canadian record out of Newkirk.
And Newkirk has been killing it all week in the pool. She, as we said earlier, she broke 5 Canadian records. So fantastic meet for her, and I can't wait to see what she'll do this summer.
So some excellent swimming, and as you mentioned, Sarah, all 8 of those swimmers throughout the final and this morning, every one of them under that MQS qualifying standard.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait until the confirmation to make sure that everyone made it on the team, but I think for these 3, it's a safe bet.
And with that, we're going to have a short commercial break.
We're actually going to have the men's.
Oh, well, thank goodness you're here, or else. Because I don't know what I am doing or saying, obviously, because we do have the men up next for medals in this 100-meter backstroke. And Felix Cowan from Sumac, nice drop for him. He got down to 1:13.88 tonight.
Has been having a fantastic swim too all week. He's been, I think, swimming best times for pretty much all of his events.
Tyson McDonald from Regional Waterloo, we heard from him after the race. He didn't get down to that MQS that he was looking for, but it was a good drop, a good for him to get down to 106.1 here.
Yeah, it was a good time, a little over his all-time best, but still his best time so far this year.
And then Elliott taking the gold from CNQ. That was a good swim. He was just a little over a half second over his lifetime best at 103.0, and he looked very strong in that race.
Sure did. I think now is where we're going to have our commercial.
I think it is coming up now. So we will be back momentarily, everybody, as we cut away to a commercial and then back for Day 6 finals here at the 2022 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials.
I love nature. I love the outdoors. I love that I work for a company that cares about the same things that I do. I work in the environment team at Bell, and I'm excited to build the electric vehicle fleet. You can drive it with only one pedal. How cool is that?
And with that, we are back for the big super final, the women's 200-meter breaststroke. As we mentioned earlier, 225.91 is a FINA A cut. You get yourself on the team automatically. The top swimmer this morning, Rachel Nicola, the winner of the 50-meter breaststroke. You see her there in the pink University of Calgary Hoodie, she was 227.78.
She's been looking very good this week. Her all-time best in this event was 227.04 in 2016. So she was very, very close to that time this morning.
And she's the 11th fastest Canadian all time in this event. And as nobody went under that FINA A cut, they have an opportunity, if they win, to get underneath that secondary standard. That secondary standard might just be a little bit more realistic tonight, at 227.37, although we say that. And Kelsey Waugh, she's the 3rd fastest Canadian all time. She wasn't anywhere close to her best time, so theoretically, she's still got a lot of room to go.
Yeah, Kelsey, her personal best is 222.42 from 2020. So we're going to have to see tonight if she was trying to savor her energy this morning for the final tonight, or if she was just not feeling it.
Yeah, and I guess we're going to get a very good indicator of that right off the bat. And we're also going to keep your eye on lane number 3, Tess Chiplua. She was the silver medalist last night in the 400 AM, qualified for the Worlds in that team, and she took off 2 full seconds from her entry time this morning in this 200-meter breaststroke. And there we go. Great start by Waugh in lane number 5. And we'll keep our eye on the board as we get underway with this one, and we'll see if they attack it just the same way that they did in that B final.
Waugh is looking so strong right now. Every single stroke, she's looking fantastic.
And she's got a great, long, smooth stroke. You can see that. Kelsey Waugh in lane number 5. Just recently won this event at the University Sport Championships, the swimming championship. She's out in front, 32.71. That's significantly faster than she was this morning by 6 whole tenths of a second. Nickel is back in 4th at 33.3, but still faster than she was this morning. And it looks like a lot of this action here is happening at the bottom of your screen in lanes 5, 6, and 7. Wiseman is there in lane number 6. She was pretty strong in the shorter breaststroke events. And Waugh there looking very good, grabbing all sorts of water as she comes to the 100 by a body length, 109.50, almost 2 seconds better than this morning. She's looking pretty strong. Second is Nina Kucherin in lane number 7. Third is Wiseman in lane number 6. And Wiseman now starting to move on Kucherin. We'll see what happens over there with Tess Chiplua in lane 3. Nickel still moving nicely in 4, but they got an awful long way to go to get up to Waugh. And at the 150-meter mile, it is Waugh, 146.55, 37.0. So she's on pace here, 23 high, 24 low. We'll see what she can do to hang on. She should be able to get underneath that standard, but it's going to be super close for anybody else to get down there. 225.91. Chiplua's looking strong, 25 meters left to go for her. She's moved into second. Nickel, though, is starting to come. She's got lots of momentum here now. Nickel up and challenging for Chiplua. And it's Waugh out in front in lane number 5. She's going to be underneath that cut. What's she going to go? 224.87. Second, Rachel Nickel, a lifetime best at 226.75, but just over that cut. And Chiplua taking another 2 seconds off her seat time, 226.84. It's 4 seconds on the day for her. And that one looked like it did hurt a bit, but Waugh went up almost a second and a half from her 3rd to her 4th 50, but I think she threw caution to the wind on the way out there, knowing that that would be what she had to do, and she did it, 224.87.
It was a winning strategy for her tonight.
And that time puts her just inside the top 10 in the world so far this season. So a great swim for Kelsey Waugh. I know that the 100 she wasn't too happy with, but did the job here on the 200 tonight. Rachel Nickel, great swim for her. Best time at 226.75 and 26.84 for the IMer Chiplua. That is looking very well for the summer and her 400 IM. Race winner now, Kelsey Wog from the University of Manitoba.
The national champion, Kelsey Wog, under the FINA selection standard for the World Championships in the 200 breaststroke. Congratulations.
Thanks.
What's it like to have to wait until the last day of the meet to get a chance to swim this event?
Yeah, I mean, day 6 was I'm glad I was able to turn it around from 100. It's been a really tough year, so I'm really proud of myself for doing that.
You went straight to the front of the field off the start and held on the whole way through. Is that part of your strategy, is to race from the front?
Honestly, my strategy was just to get up there and race and do the best that I can do today.
So now you're going to have a bit of a busy summer coming up. Any other plans between now and the World Championships in terms of how you're going to improve on the 200 breast?
Yeah, just get back down into the training and build from this meet.
Congratulations, Kelsey Wog, your winner tonight at the 200 breaststroke. Back to the pool now for the junior final in the women's 200 breaststroke junior final.
And that was Kelsey Wog, your race winner in the 200-meter breaststroke. We said that she cracked the top 10 with that swim, and she did. Right in there in 10th place in the 200-meter breaststroke. Up now is our junior final.
We did have Julie Brousseau in the A final, who's a junior swimmer. She went 2:34.07, so these girls are going to have to drop quite a lot of time if they want to get on top of the podium.
Well, and we've been seeing that out of the middle of the pool. It's been a lot of get up and go on this breaststroke. Catherine Hazel in lane number 4, swimming unattached. She was 2:36.46 this morning. Right beside her in lane number 5, Nina Mullen, also unattached, was 2:37.48. But as you just said, it's a couple seconds to get down to where they were in the A final with Brousseau at 2:34.0. 35.00 for Epp through the first 50. She's swimming down in lane number 6, representing the Kelowna Aquajets. Field bunching up now as they come through the 75-meter mark. It's still Epp out in front. She's got her teammate beside her, Kasha Dreyer, swimming in lane number 7, but lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're all within a few tenths of each other as they come to the 100. Epp at 1:14.47.
She's over a second faster than she was this morning.
And she did it nicely, and it all was that second 50, 39.4. Solid second 50. She was 40.3 this morning. So she is setting herself up really well for a great back end of the race. But watch out, lane number 5, Mullen has caught up with Epp as they come to the 150-meter wall. Epp with a slight advantage on Mullen. Hazel right there as well. They're going to hit the 150-meter wall. 50 meters left to go in the junior final. And look at this. It's less than 0.2 of a second separating these top 4 ladies.
But look at Epp, like 1:54.61 this morning. She was 1:57.09.
So that 2:34.0 that we saw in the A final from our junior could be in jeopardy of being passed. And now look at lane number 3 go. This is Amaris Pang from London Aquatic Club. Pang this morning, 2:37.58. Look at this surge over the last 10 meters. It's going to be Pang winning the junior final. A great swim, 2:34.48. Just ahead of Catherine Hazel in lane number 4 at 2:34.90. And then third, Nina Mullen in lane 5 at 2:35.71. A great finish to this race. And some exciting and close races here in the women's 200-meter breaststroke as we move on to our next event 54. One's going to be coming up next, and that is the men's 200-meter breaststroke. First heat will be the B final. And they're just mentioning a disqualification that we had. Lane number 8 was disqualified in that previous heat. That was Danica Essier. Top seed into this B final. Representing the Philippines swimming team internationally, it's Jonathan Cook. Swam a 2:19.86 this morning. He's got an entry time down at 2:16.24. So swam within himself in the prelims. He'll be the top seed in lane number 4 in our B final. And there we go. Good start in lane number 2. Ethan Hemian, representing the Saskatoon Goldfinns. 2:24.15 this morning for him. And he was a bit off of his. Sorry, he was 2:21.67. Well, 30.86 for Hemian through the first 50 meters.
That's a full second faster than he was this morning. He's really going for it too.
Yeah, he is out and out nicely. Cook in lane number 4, second. 4/10 back at 31.2. And Braden Hemian in lane number 5. Now starting to make a move as he comes to the 100 wall behind Cook. Cook 106.38. It's Braden Hemian second and 106.92. Ethan Hemian in lane number 2 is third. And it was Ethan Hemian this morning. It was 2:24.1. My apologies, got the two brothers mixed up. But they're sitting second and third, chasing down Cook. Now coming to the last wall, our Philippine swimming team, our national teamer from the Philippines, Cook at 142.13. Might be able to get down to 2:17 or 2:18. The Hemian brothers in 2 and 5 are sitting second and third respectively, just a half second between the two of them. And Ethan Hemian with a bit of an advantage, 25 meters left to go, up on his brother, moving nicely in lane number 6, Miles Wheeler. And Wheeler starting to drive now, but nobody's going to get to Cook. Cook in 4 is having a great last half of this race. Jonathan Cook, 2:17.55 for the win. In the B final, Ethan Hemian in lane number 2 is in second. And third goes to Miles Wheeler with a great finish on that last 50, swimming 2:22.11. And our awards presentations now for the women's 200-meter breaststroke. Tess Chiplua, a 2-second drop for her. A nice swim to get down to 2:26, 4 seconds on the day. That's a quality swim, quality day of breaststroking for her. Rachel Nickel there, the University of Calgary Swim Club, lifetime best time at 2:26.7. And there she is, Kelsey Wog, the winner, underneath that FINA A qualifying standard. Nickel now just cracking the top 10 all time for Canadian women with that 226.75. Chapleau right behind her in 11th all time. Kelsey, she is the number 3 all time Canadian with her time of 222.42. This 224.87 though sets her up nicely for the summer. She'll get to swim this event at the Budapest World Championships at the end of June. And with that, we'll be back in about 30 seconds after this short commercial break.
We're actually going to have the junior medals before.
I need to give you a stick, Sarah, so you can hit me every time I do that. I'm getting ahead of myself as we present our junior awards in the 200-meter breaststroke. And this was a really exciting race, wasn't it?
It sure was. It all came down to in the end, at the touch, less than half a second, like 3/10 of a second between first and second place.
Anna Brosseau, the race winner. She wasn't in that junior final. She swam it in the A, but was fast enough to win overall. Peng, we see there, was second. She had a great close to that 200-meter breaststroke. Came from what looked like nowhere to grab that silver medal in the juniors and win the final. And with that, off to the commercial.
When we think about sport and food, we often only think about nutrition. But it's more than that. It's our way to connect with loved ones after being on the road, or spending countless hours training to be our best. Our way to show someone we care about them, and to care for ourselves. It's more than just food, it's fuel. Chicken Farmers of Canada, proudly supporting Canadian swimmers since 2013.
And with that, we are back now for our super final for the men's 200-meter breaststroke. Our top seed, we're going to see James Dergashoff. He was 2:16.0 this morning. He's got to get down pretty quick, 2:10.32, to make that FINA A cut. His lifetime best, a 2:12.33, and the secondary standard, it's a 2:12.39, so it is feasible. He's going to have to be on his A game with that one.
He's already won the 100 breast and he won the silver in the 50 breast, so he's shown that he was in a great shape this week. I think that secondary standard is definitely within reach for him.
And we're going to have to see how close he can get. There's Colin Gagne, won the 400 IM. Finley Knox, who has been on fire all week long. Apollo Hess, the winner of the 50, just missed a Canadian record in that one. So we could see our race leader coming from somewhere outside the middle of the pool if they can get to Dergashoff. Dergashoff commenting after that win in the 100-meter breaststroke that he's not been at full training for that long. So we'll see if he's got the endurance here in this 200-meter race. We know Knox is ready. Knox has only ever been 2:16.5, though. He was 2:17.9 this morning in qualifying. Here we go now, final in the men's 200-meter breaststroke. And a great start by Knox over there in lane number 2. Apollo Hess at the bottom of your screen in 6. Look at that pullout. Way ahead. All sorts of power off the block. And a very strong swimmer in Apollo Hess, the winner of the 50-meter breaststroke, Canadian record holder in the 50 breaststroke short course, an event he won at the U Sport Championships. And we'll see where we get Canadian record, as they were just mentioning here, in-house 2:08.84. That was Mike Brown at the Olympic Games in 2008. But look at Hess go at 29.9, nearly a second faster than he was this morning. He's really going for it. Knox in lane number 2 is right there with them, also a full second faster than this morning. If Knox is anywhere close at the end of this race, you know he's going to be dangerous. It's Hess and Knox coming to the 100. Look how relaxed. Look how long Dergashov looks, though, in lane 4. And this morning there are 104s for Dergashov. He's a little bit slower than that tonight, 105.1. Hess, though, at the bottom of the screen at 104.1, 2.5 seconds better than this morning. He is out very quick. And look at Knox, the same way at 104.5. But here comes Dergashov. And Dergashov may not be up to a full training schedule where he'd like to be, but he seems to have enough in the tank here to make his move on this third 50. He's going to come to the 150-meter wall, I think just behind Knox in 2. And it's Knox at 138.9. Dergashov with a great third 50, 34 flat. He's 139.2. And it's not Jaron LaFranc, it is still Apollo Hess at 139.6 and 6. And so Knox and Dergashov going head-to-head here at the finish. Dergashov with a bit of an advantage. His stroke is so smooth and so long, but Knox is not giving up in lane number 2. But I think this one is going to be Dergashov in 4. At the touch it is, 2:13.84. James Dergashov just a 10th back, though. Finley Knox in lane number 2, a fantastic swim for him, nearly a 3-second PB. Third, Apollo Hess in lane 6, 2:15.53. And some pretty good swims for these swimmers here. Dergashov not down to his best or the FINA A or secondary standard, but Finley Knox, an IM specialist, testing things out here in breaststroke waters, putting up a pretty darn good swim. Next is going to be our junior final. We didn't have any juniors in that super final heat. So the winner here will be able to put himself into contention for selection for the Junior Pan Pacifics. They all go into a pool of athletes.
James Dergashov winning the 200 breaststroke here tonight. James, congratulations. Winning the double, 100 and the 200 breaststroke here at the Bell Canadian Swimming Trials.
Cheers. I just want to shout out Philly for that swim. The guy can swim everything. What the heck?
He was beating you until about the final 25 too. So
unbelievable swimmer. Holy cow.
So you guys are having a great race in there. You came from behind. You had the fastest 50 in the field on the third 50 and then brought it home for the win. Is that your strategy in the 200?
As usual. I just like to win. And a little sneaky in the end of this race.
What do you have coming up? Obviously some preparation going into Worlds for that 100 and back to training in the pool after this.
I'm really excited. I haven't even worked in the gym yet this year. Excited to go to the gym, excited to swim more than 100K. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, James. Always good to talk to you after your win, and congratulations.
Well, James Dergashov looking pretty relaxed with that win. It looks like he admittedly has got a little bit of work to do before the Worlds. Here now is our junior final in the men's 200-meter breaststroke. So our top seed in lane number 4, Braden Tavasilo from Markham Aquatic Club, 2:21.43. As we mentioned, there were no juniors in that A final.
Braden had a 6-second drop this morning, so a fantastic swim.
Wow, that is huge in an event like this here. Tavasilo going from 2:27.12 to 2:21.43. Hayden Fisher, though, in lane number 1 from the Olympian Swim Club out at 30.8.
Pretty much where he was this morning, but then he slowed down, so we're going to have to see if he can keep up with that tonight.
Well, and here's an interesting stat. Tavasilo this morning was 32.1. On this first 50, 30.9. So despite dropping 7 seconds there, it looks like he's got more in the tank here tonight.
That's the joy of being a junior.
And he's grabbing all sorts of nice water there. You see that on the out sweep there. He's not bringing any bubbles with his hands. Moving forward as his hand goes to the outside. Always a good sign for a strong breaststroker. He turned at 106.37. He's at 107.9 this morning. So a good outing there on that first 100. It looks like second is Ian Cameron from the Olympian Swim Club. Third is Benjamin Gagne in lane number 5. One more 50 to go after this wall, and Tavasilo in 4, still looking strong at 141.8. Almost 3 seconds up from this morning. He could be able to crack, well, for sure he's going to crack 220. He's going to take 10 seconds off his personal best today in this event.
Why not? I don't think anyone's going to be able to catch up with him in the last 25 meters. He's so far ahead, looking so good, so strong.
Why not is right, and look at him go. Tavasilo, Gagne in 5 is gaining a bit of ground. He's into second, up ahead of Cameron, but nobody's going to get to Braden Tavasilo, 2:18.06. My goodness, wow. It's just a couple tenths off of a 10-second drop for the day. A great swim for this junior, fastest junior in the meet, and pretty happy with that performance. Second, it's Benjamin Gagne in lane number 5, 220.09, and third to Cameron in 3, 221.06. Top 3 juniors and the men's 200-meter breaststroke. And so it's just going to be a minute or two of delay here as we move our officials down to the other end of the pool. It's a 50-meter event, so the start end remains the same, but our finish end will be the far end or the scoreboard end of the pool. And we are back, and we just had our commercial break before we get underway with the women's 50-meter freestyle event. It is event 55, and our first heat of 3 is going to be the B final. Just took a moment to move all of our officials down to the far end, which is the new finish end. Top seed in lane number 4, Brooklyn Dothright. 26.5 won this morning. And a good start by Dothright in lane number 4. Look at this underwater though in 5. Wilm, who's been on the podium in a few other 50s here. A great underwater. She was 26.59, right at her best time this morning. And Dothright is looking strong in lane number 4. Wilm is challenging, and here comes lane number 6 though. Ainsley McMurray, and at the touch it is McMurray, 26.48, winning the B final. Second goes to Wilm in 5, third to Dothright. As we get our first heat done in the 50-meter freestyle. Get ready for our medal ceremonies now. And a little bit of a drop for both McMurray and Wilm. So here we go, the medal presentations in the 200-meter breaststroke. We're going to see Hess. He won the 50. Finlay Knox from Scarborough, Canadian record holder in the men's 200-meter individual medley. Diversifying his events. We've seen a bit of that already. And James Dergashoff, the event winner from the University of Laval. Everybody seems pretty happy with themselves and their performances down there. Great training event for Knox as he prepares to race that 200-meter individual medley. So an event like this, a 200-meter breaststroke. And now we will have junior awards before we go to commercial break. All of these juniors came out of the junior final. Seeing Ian Cameron there from the Olympian Swim Club. Had a great back end to his race. Himself to the bronze medal position. Benjamin Gagne, a silver medalist. And how about this? Braden Tavasilo, 2:18. That's an incredible drop on the day. Nearly 10 full seconds in the 200-meter breaststroke.
How is that even possible?
I don't know, but I'm sure there's a lot of swimmers wishing they had that same. Great swim by Tavasilo, 2:18.0. Winner of the junior final and the fastest junior in the competition. Yeah, really putting himself into a good spot there to possibly be selected to the Junior Pan Pacific Championship team. So we are back now, and it's going to be the A final of the women's 50-meter freestyle. Canadian record holder Taylor Ruck opted not to swim this event. She's been 24.26, the time she did back in 2018. But we're going to see Kyla Sanchez, winner of the 100-meter freestyle. There she is in the orange suit and the black top, 24.82. Just a few 100ths of a second over her lifetime best time. Time puts her currently number 10 in the world so far this season. Lily Daly from Markham Aquatics. She was a finalist in the 100-meter freestyle. Here's Hannah Henderson. In this final, she's actually got the second fastest best time at 25:33. She was a bit off of that this morning at 25:97. See if she can get down and close to that time here tonight. Good shot of Sanchez getting ready in 4. Beside her in there in 5, Roxanne Lemieux from Neptune. So the FINA A qualifying standard, 25:04, a time that Sanchez was under this morning. Canadian record, 24.26. Great start by Sanchez in lane number 4. Dangerous in so many events. And looking really good here through the first 25 meters. dragging along the rest of the field. Cornish looking good in 3. Henderson looking strong in 2. Not the fastest swim this morning, but looking pretty good here. Watch out, Lily Daly outside in lane number 1. This one is all Sanchez, though, 24.93. Second goes to Cornish in lane number 3 at 25.58. And third, Neptune's Roxanne Lemieux in lane 5 and at 25.70. Sanchez again underneath that standard, just 1/10 of a second slower than she did this morning. But a nice setup as she's going to prepare for this event individually at the World Championships later on this summer.
We had 3 junior swimmers in this final, so the time to beat for the ones in the new junior final is going to be 26.11. That both Cameron Cannings and Tegan Vanderleek swam.
So a tie by the juniors here at 26.11. Vanderleek from Edmonton Canada, Cannings from the University of Calgary. Lily Daly, the top junior, at 25.98. 18/100ths of a second faster than she did this morning, so a solid swim by her.
Your winner now, Kyla Sanchez. Congratulations, 24.93 winning time here tonight, adding your second national championship here this week in Victoria.
Yeah, thank you so much.
24.9 here tonight, 24.82 this morning. Happy with the times at this point in the season?
If I'm being honest, I wanted the time to be faster, but you always gotta move forwards and find things to learn from. So I'm probably gonna go back through the video and just try to get better.
So adding a second individual event to your schedule for the World Championships coming up in Budapest, the 50 and the 100 is going to be pretty exciting summer.
Yeah, I'm super excited. The team's awesome. Gonna be a fun summer.
Well, congratulations, Kyla Sanchez, national champion in 53.
Thank you.
Back to the pool now to the junior
Swim by Sanchez. So we've got our top junior time at 25.98. Lily Daly, that was the best time she did in prelims at 25.1. So improving upon it twice today. Here we go now, junior final in the women's 50-meter freestyle. So they got a 25.98 and a pair of 26.11s to get under, to get themselves onto the podium for the juniors. Top time this morning swum by lane number 4, Dylan Scholes from Markham. She was 26.47. And look how tight this field. Lanes 1 all the way through to 8. It's a blanket field as they come to the finish. It is going to be close and at the wall. Look at this. It is lane number 4, 26.30. Very close in the junior final. 26.32 in lane 3, 26.39 in lane number 1. And look at that, 26.41, 26.42, 45, 57. 2/10 separating those top 7 swimmers. What a close race that junior final was. Now we get ready for the men, starting with our B final. Top seed is Artem Seelan, representing Denver University. He was 22.95 this morning. Represents Germany internationally and is the top seed in the B final. And he's a pretty big fellow, lots of power in lane number 4 and up, and look at this stroke rate right at the beginning. Seelan is an absolute powerhouse there in the middle of the pool, Sarah. body length on the field, and there's still 15 meters left to go. He was 22.95 this morning in the prelims, and a ceiling at the wall, 22.66. Nice swim. Winning the B final. Second, Matthew Olay in lane number 3 at 23.48, and then 23.56 in lane 5. Daniel Bogowski was third. Seelan, though, he's been 21.83 before, so this is probably using this as a training event, but an impressive swim nonetheless in our B final. And up next will be awards presentations in the women's 50-meter freestyle. And here we go with the awards now in the women's 50-meter freestyle. Roxanne Lemieux from Neptune, she's picking up the bronze medal, 25.70, a good swim for her. Hannah Cornish, 25.58, representing Uxbridge. And the winner of the 100-meter freestyle, now winner of the 50-meter freestyle, that's Kyla Sanchez from the High Performance Center in Ontario, Ajax Aquatics, 24.93. Great opportunities coming Sanchez way. She gets to swim both the 50 and the 100-meter freestyle individually at the World Championships. Junior medals now. And these were again all from the A final.
And we had a tie for the silver medal at 26.11.
That's right. And some swimmers from out west won that silver medal, didn't they? Cameron Cannings from University of Calgary Swim Club. Tegan Vanderleek from Edmonton Keano. They were 26.11. And then the race winner, Lily Daly, from Markham Aquatics, she was 25.98. She came into the meet with a 26.35, best time, 26.16 this morning. And cracking that 26 mark for the first time ever here tonight, 25.98, top junior here at the Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. Off to commercial now. We'll be back in just a few moments for our men's final. And welcome back. Time now for the men's A final. And it was quite a swim this morning, wasn't it? By your number one seed, Joshua Liendo.
It's going to be one of the races that you don't want to blink because you're going to miss it all.
And in 21.79 seconds, you better not turn away from the screen. He was just a few 100ths of a second over that Canadian record set by Brent Hayden back in the Superset era of 2009. time of 21:73. Did that at the World Championships in Rome.
We already saw Leandro break the Canadian record in the 100 fly earlier this week, so we know he's in great shape.
James Lebuc swimming in lane 1. We just saw Mehdi Ayoubi from Camo. He's in lane 8. Ruslan Gatsev, the winner of the 200-meter freestyle, a great drop for him. He was also on the podium. In the 100-meter freestyle, Liam Weaver from Cascade had a great U Sport Championships just 10 days ago. A big drop by Gunn. It's almost 0.8 of a second. Yuri Kissel, world champion from December, Short Course World Championships, as was Joshua Luendo. And he picked up some individual bronze medals in the 50 and the 100. This youngster is an absolute powerhouse off the blocks. Watch his explosive start in lane number 4. Wow, Sarah, you can't see it at home, and it doesn't happen very often, but everybody stood to their feet before the start of the race. I feel like they can sense something special is happening, and look at Liendo in lane number 4 go. Kissel's right on the wave, dragging himself along, but it is all Liendo. 21:63, a new Canadian record, and the second fastest time in the world this year.
Wow, fantastic swim.
What a swim by Liendo. Everybody here in the building sensed something special was going to happen, and he didn't let us down. Second is Kissel, 22:17. Owen Gwynn picks up the bronze. Another drop for him. He's taking a full second off the 50 today, 22:61.
How? That's my question. How?
Some great swims there. Kissel also, as they just announced, underneath the FINA A cut, so he'll get to swim that at the World Championships. Liendo, what a swim, 21:63. And we're going to get to hear from Joshua Liendo, a new Canadian record holder. Takes down Brent Hayden's mark from 13 years ago. 21:63 tonight.
Liendo, new Canadian record in the men's 50 freestyle. Congratulations. Was that time a target tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I felt great this morning, so I just want to focus on just trying to get faster than I was before. And that's hopefully got me that race.
So you're going to give Brent Hayden a call after you get off the deck and let him know that you broke his record?
Maybe. I might give him a little call, talk to him.
He might make a comeback, though, to try and get it back from you.
Yeah, he might just do it. You never know.
So 21:63, a great swim here for the Canadian record, and for Yuri to also get under the FINA A standards, you both to have this individual event this summer will be fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. I always like to see, I always like racing Yuri. It was a great freestyle. He's one of the reasons my freestyle's gotten so good, because I had a chance to train with him, so yeah, it was good to see him like that.
Well, congratulations on the great swims here this week in Victoria and the new Canadian record in the 50 free. Up next, we have
Yeah, nice swim there. 21:63, Joshua Liendo, second fastest time in the world so far this year, just a couple 100ths of a second out of number 1. Next up is going to be the B final. The junior final. We had no junior swimmers in that super final. So this will be a good opportunity for one of these youngsters to put himself into contention for the Junior Pan Pacific team. Eric Ginsberg in lane number 4 from Raymac, 23.65 this morning, but I'm going to keep my eye on Paul Dardis in lane number 2. He was 50.88. He got into the big super final in the 100-meter freestyle, up with the big men, but here he is really storming out of lane number 2. Ginsberg looking good in 4, and it is Ginsberg, third, 23.59. Dardis comes in second at 23.67 in lane number 2, and third goes to Joel Blanco in lane number 5, 23.70. Some good sprinting there in the middle of the pool. And by Dardis in one of the outside lanes. And just shortly, we'll go to another commercial as our officials change. Welcome back, everybody. Going to change up the pace a little bit now. But an event chock full of excitement nonetheless. It's going to be the women's 800-meter freestyle.
I'm very excited for that race. I can't wait to see what's going to happen between Bellio and Dunford. They have been going head-to-head in the 1500, and then Dunford was just fastest in the second half of the race and took it away, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen between these two tonight.
And Bellio in lane number 4, the top seed at 8:38.1, just over that FINA A standard. That was a good shot of Mabel Zavaros. She's been 8:46. She's been having a good meet this weekend. We'll see where she can get down to. But I think we want to keep your eye on lane number 5, Abby Dunford. She's swimming unattached. Sandpipers Nevada is her program. Ron Aiken is her coach. A great distance program down in the U.S., a U.S. distance powerhouse program. And Dunford, she said, sorry, Sarah, I think you said she was 5 seconds faster than her entry time on the way out in her 1500. Is that right?
It absolutely is. So she was out in 8:38, and her entry time for the 800 at 8:43. So I think we're going to see a good drop there. She did drop 18 seconds in the 1500, so I think we can expect a very fast time for her tonight in the 800.
So she should be ready to go. She showed that in the 1500 in the metric mile. All she's got to do is match that same lapping speed through the first 800, maybe a couple tenths of a second faster, and she'll get herself a second event at the World Championships. And so here we go, underway now. Event number 57, 800-meter freestyle. And we should mention this is a time final event, so all of those results that we have this morning, they do count towards final positioning when we combine tonight and this morning. And we had some good swims this morning, didn't we?
Yeah, the top swims from our juniors could challenge some of these girls in the A final tonight. So we had Lydia Kilger in 8:54, then Naomi Slee in 9:01, and Bailey O'Regan in 9:02.
So we will see where those times put them here tonight. 29.4 is the split time for both Dunford and Bellio in 4 and 5. Matching each other, not wanting to let any one of themselves get away here early on in the race. That's what we saw happen in the 1500. Dunford now with a slight lead. No, it is Bellio with a quick turn, 4/100ths of a second. Dunford was going over first, but a fast spin by Bellio in 4, 0096.
So far, they're both going faster than than their previous best time by a little over a second.
So we'll see if we can keep that up. Now 31.5 on that second 50. That's an important pace to note because you want to see them getting and holding now at that 31.5 to 31.7 range. You'll know they're on pace if they can do that here. 32.3, so it's a bit up, but you certainly don't want to go up from there because then you're going to start lapping exactly where they were in the 1500, and we should be a little bit quicker here in the 8.
It's worth mentioning that 7 of these swimmers are of junior age, so we might end up with a single podium for both the junior and senior events.
And we've seen that happen in a few other events this week, haven't we?
Yeah, we did, especially with the girls.
And here goes Bellio, 2:05, 2:4. She's a half second up on Dunford. I think what she's trying to make sure doesn't happen is letting Dunford get away as she did in the mile, and then she couldn't bring it back on her. So Bellio taking this sort of approach, get out quickly. Dunford, she's right there. She's not out of it. Emma Finland from Edmonton Keano doing a great job as well, sitting in 3rd and 6. She's just about 0.6 of a second behind Dunford. And Zavros is also looking good. Zavros 1/100th of a second behind Finland. And Bellio still working at separating herself from the rest of the field.
So far, she's right on pace for her personal best of 8:38.12 that she swam last year during trials.
And so it's a little bit like playing with fire, isn't it? You want to be able to get out and push that pace, and you do it early on, and you break sort of the spirit of everybody else around you, but you just got to be careful that you don't do it for yourself. 3:10.0. She's consistent now on her pace at 32.3. Dunford's a little bit off. She was 33.0 on that 50. She's going to have to reel that back in if she's going to have any hope of getting up to Bellio in 4.
And also, if she wants to get under that FINA A standard, they need to go in 32 lows for every 50. So Abby Dunford is a little bit slower than that, but she could bring it on in the second half of the race.
And Finland in lane number 6 trying to move on Dunford. She's only 1/10 of a second back. Zavros is not out of it either in 3. But Bellio, it's another 32.3, so she seems to have settled. She seems to have found her pace at 104 mid, 104 high, which is all she needs to get underneath that cut. All she needs to get to 8:37.9, which is the FINA A standard. This is the halfway point now for Bellio. 4:14.87, it's looking pretty good.
She's 1/8 of a second faster than she was last year at trials. So we might see her get under that cut. She was only 0.3 of a second over that last year. So if she can keep up that pace, she's going to be under it.
Well, I'm encouraged by that 32.4 on that 8:50. We'll see what she is here. This is the start of the back end of the race. And so ideally, you're coming pretty close to even splitting, or she should be under 4:20, 32.6, so she's crept up just a couple tenths, but it's not too bad. Emma Finland in lane number 6, she's moved into second. 33.0 on that 50, as is Zavros in lane number 3. Dunford is right there as well, 4:51.7. They're really going to have a great race for that silver and that bronze, but I don't think anybody's going to get to Bellio.
Yeah, she's so far ahead. I think she learned her lesson in the 1500 and decided that it was not going to happen again tonight.
Not making the same mistake twice. A great strategic approach. 32.7, she's still creeping up there. That's a 105 split. She doesn't have a lot of wiggle room at 5:20.
She's still a full second under her previous best. Her pace from her previous best, so she's still looking pretty good for that FINA A cut.
She's got to go 105s here over these last 3 100s. We don't want to see her creep up to 106s. No 33s. That's what we're looking for on the splits. 5 lengths left to go. And Bellio 33.2, so she's going to need some motivation here in the last little bit of this race to get underneath that cut. Finland is moving nicely in lane number 6. Emma Finland comes in with an 8:51. She's going to be way underneath that time.
As you mentioned, it's going to be a great race for a silver medal. So if they can all keep up like this, it's going to be to the touch.
And here goes the 600 turn, 6:26.7. It's another 33.2. So if she goes 2:12, she's going to be just over that standard. She needs to push and push now and then have a fantastic finishing kick to go 8:37. Zavros in lane number 3 has moved into second. She's starting to lap better and better. She's down at 33.1. Finland into third. Dunford is right there as well in lane number 5. Let's see what Bellio splits here in lane number 4. 33.2 again. She is consistent. She's going to need one heck of a last 100 meters. Dunford in lane number 5, still trying to make her way back up into podium position. She's got her hands full. Zavros and Finland are both swimming very well in lanes 3 and 6. And let's see what kind of finish Bellio can muster here over these last 100 meters. There's the bell, 100 to go. 33.4 she needs. A 1:04.60 or better. She's got to try and pull out a 32 something here on this 50, and maybe she can get to 31 down at the end with a hand touch.
Being so far ahead, she's racing by herself at this point, so it's going to be really hard to pick up that pace and finish very strong.
It really is. It's the end of the race. Everybody's hurting. She's all by herself. 8:06.6. She needs 31.26 seconds on this last 50. She can do it, but she's going to have to find something deep down, and in the works it is. 25 meters left to go. Stroke weight is okay. You can see she's trying to go to the legs. Is it going to be enough? The time to beat 8:37.90, and it's going to be Bellio in 4. Just over that at 8:38.90. A great swim, but just over that standard.
Just over her lifetime best as well.
She does go under the secondary standard, and she did win the race, so she's eligible for selection there. We're going to have to wait and see. Second, Zavros, 8:42.1. Good drop for her. Emma Finland at 8:42.5, a 9-second drop for her to pick up that bronze medal. Bellio, lots of effort there in that 800-meter freestyle. She did a good job. She had to swim that one on her own at the end. And then Abby Dunford will get on the podium for the juniors with her 8:45.13. Zavros doesn't fit in that junior category, but picking up the silver medal for her. Moving to the awards for the men's 50-meter freestyle next. Once we hear from race winner Katrina Bellio, women's 800-meter freestyle.
The 800 freestyle and under the secondary selection standard for the World Championships. Congratulations. I think you were probably targeting that Fina A cut here tonight, but still happy to get the win and under the secondary standard.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Obviously, the time wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I can't really complain too much about it. It was right on my best time, and it's a pretty well executed race.
So a few months to go back and work with your coaches to get improvements for possibly going a bit faster in June.
Yeah, of course. I think this next training block will be really good, and I think this meet is just a big stepping stone for what I have to do to improve.
You had a good time here racing again in Victoria?
Yeah, it's been a really new experience. I don't think all my races are exactly what I wanted them to be, but just kind of being back in a somewhat normal setting for racing has been really just important, and I think it's made this experience a whole lot better.
Well, congratulations, Katrina Bellio, national champion in the 800 free.
So now we'll have our medal ceremonies for the men's 50-meter freestyle. Some good drops here. Owen Gwynn in the bronze medal position, down to 22.6. It is a full second on the day for 50 freestyle. I just still can't get over that. What a huge drop for the LA swimming swimmer, coached by Pete Shorey. Yuri Kissel there as silver. Underneath the FINA A qualifying standard, 22.17 for the silver medal. We get to swim that event in Budapest. And there he is, Joshua Liendo. Gold medalist, Canadian record holder, and now number 2 in the world, 22.63 tonight. Great swims by all of those swimmers here in the men's 50-meter freestyle. A junior 50-meter freestyle for the men. Race that came out of that junior final. Joe Blanco grabbing the bronze medal as Paul Dardis takes silver from Killarney. And Eric Ginsberg takes the gold for Raymac. Good swims by all of those swimmers in the junior final of the men's 50-meter freestyle. And we'll go to a quick commercial and then come back for our last race of the competition.
J'adore la nature, j'adore le plein air. Je suis contente de travailler pour une compagnie qui partage les mêmes valeurs que moi. Je travaille dans l'équipe environnement chez Bell et je suis fière d'avoir contribué au développement de la flotte de véhicules électriques. La première fois que j'ai vu le véhicule électrique, j'ai trouvé qu'elle était mignonne et j'avais hâte de la conduire.
And we're back, the 800, Sarah. It was a very exciting race. What are we looking to get out of this 1500, the metric mile here for the men?
So the FINA A standard is 15:04.64. So they're gonna need to split 30 lows throughout the race to make that time. It's gonna be quite a challenge. The only one who has done it so far is Eric Hedlin, as we mentioned in the little pre-show. He has been, his personal best is 15:03, but he swam that in 2013. So he was entered here at 15:24. So we're gonna have to see what kind of shape he's in so far. But we know he's a great distance swimmer. He's great in open water. So we know he can keep a good pace. It just has to get to that pace early on in the race. And then Eric Brown was the best seed this morning, not this morning, but for this final in 15:19. So the A standard would be quite a challenge. Not sure we're gonna see him go under that tonight, but still he had a great swim so far, great meet so far.
So here we go. This is your top 8 seeded swimmers in the men's 1500 meter freestyle. And off we go, and it is Eric Brown seeded first, 15:19.6. And we've mentioned, as you did, Sarah, that Hedlund, he's been underneath this before. It was a number of years ago, and it was done at this pool. He's a open water specialist these days, and that's probably where he's not getting the pool times that he used to. But as is Howley Fan swimming in lane number 6, they have to be able to put up good pool 1500s as a part of their training program and competition program, getting ready for the open water swims. But it is Eric Brown that we're going to keep our eye on in lane number 4.
The fastest time by the swimmers who swam this event this morning were, we had a tie on for first in 15:49.45, and then second was 15:56.28. So according to these entry time, I don't think this is going to be any problem for the swimmers in the pool. But then we have one junior swimming in lane number 8, Yutong Wu. He was entered at 15:50.64. And the top juniors this morning were Lauren Wigginton, 16:00.92. Then Eric Dupré at 16:05, and Quinn Matthys at 16:05 as well.
And it is Brown. Like you mentioned, Sarah, 15:04 is going to be pretty challenging. 15:13 is that secondary standard, which would still be a 6-second drop for him. But right now he's pacing. He's pacing right where he was in that 800 meter freestyle on the first night. Pretty close to it.
Yeah, so his 800 time was 7:59. So if he can keep that up, he's gonna be. He could be fine for that FINA A cut.
So he's within a second of his front 200 that he did on the 8. 157.24. Second is Alex Axon. He also had a great 800 meter freestyle, getting down to 8:02. He was finished second, got the silver medal. Howley Fan swimming in lane 6 is third. He split a 158.5. Now Brown and Axon are starting to move away from the rest of the field. Turn within a couple tenths of each other at that 250 meter mark, 227.5, 227.9.
We're gonna want to see Brown under 3:00. That was his pace for his previous personal best. Looking good so far.
And he's looking good, just as you said. You can see he's still got lots of energy there on the legs. So hopefully we've got some good conditioning there. 258.1, Sarah. He's 2 seconds faster than you just mentioned. His best split was at 3 minutes.
Also, look at our junior in lane number 8. He just turned at 3:04, so that's 2 full seconds faster than his previous best.
So everybody out and looking pretty strong early on in this race. So we'll see where we come off that 350. And Brown, he looks really strong. He's pushing pretty good. It's not that much slower.
He's gonna have to go a little bit faster though if he wants to make that FINA A. It would be 30 lows. Now he's in 30 mids.
He's lapping 101s now, so he's really, I think, looking to get, I mean, we would be looking for him to get down to that secondary standard. Axon is not giving up on it, though, in 3. He's also lapping. Well, there was a minute point on that one. It was 30.4, 30.5 for those two swimmers as they come around there at the 400 at 3:59.2, 3:59.9. It's a good outing. Just going to need to keep up this pace.
Yeah, Hedling at 3:04. 4:03. He's a little slower, so I don't think we're going to see Hedling go down to that 15:03 he has done in the past.
It might just be a bridge too far for Hedlund right now, considering focus has shifted a little bit to that open water, much longer races there than what we see in the pool. I'm really impressed with the way that Brown is going after this one. Great energy, strong on the legs, getting support from everybody alongside the pool, teammates and otherwise. 5:00.73, still at 30 points. Axon's dropped off just a little bit. He's at 31-2. Don't want to have too many 50s like that, or it's going to be very difficult to bring it back.
And I'm going to talk about our junior swimmer again. He's so far 5 seconds ahead of his pace from his previous best. So I think we're going to see a fantastic drop from him tonight.
.600 meters gone for Eric Brown at 30.9.
Still looking pretty good for a personal best tonight.
And Hedlund is hitting nicely on his pace now. He's down to 30 points. So, you know, if anybody's got the endurance to hold on, somebody who specializes in 5 and 10K races, you're going to see it from Hedlund in 5. He's a bit of the ways back, though. It's going to take the pace really dropping, I think, for Hedlund to get to the front. And we do want to see how close Brown can get to that secondary standard, 30.8. So he's on a 1:01.7 on that last 100. This is going to be the 700 meter mark as it comes to the wall. And there goes Hedlund at 7:04.0. If he holds 1:01.5 from this point on, which is about where he's pacing, he's going to go 15:16, which is just over that secondary cut. So he's going to have to dig down and find something on pace to be able to get to 15:13, which is the secondary standard, which is where we thought he could contend here in this race. He's 30.8 again. Axon, 31.4, has dropped off a little bit. Hedlund is still lapping under 31, so he's looking okay in 5. Brown, 8:05.96 at the 800 meter mark, 31.0. Brown won the 800 meter event, but he wasn't underneath that secondary standard. That secondary standard was a 7:57.84. So he's going to have to do it here to get himself onto that world championship team. .9. Hedlund is 30.9 as well. So I think we're going to see Eric Hedlund go by Alex Axon in the next 50 or 2, unless Axon can answer back in 3 about the pace he is seeing from Hedlund.
He's breathing on his right side, so he sees Hedling trying to catch up, so
9:07.8, just under 1:02 on that 100. That's 900 meters gone now. Still seeing 15:16 as an end time. Unless we can get some more pace out of Brown in lane number 4. We got to send him some good wishes and good vibrations if that's what's going to happen. Axon's still managing to hold off Hedlund, even though they're only 0.2 of a second apart. Hedlund is still gaining a bit of ground on each and every one of these 50s. This is going to be the 1,000 meter mark. 2/3 of this race are going to be done as we come and go around at this wall for your race leader, Eric Brown from the Point Claire Swim Club. (31.1). He needs a 2:04. Sorry, a 5:04 over this last 500. It's going to be tough, but he should be able to get down underneath that entry time of 15:19.6. And Brown still pushing himself back under 31 seconds on that last 50. Hedlund and Axon, they're just separated by 0.4 of a second. Hedlund is now ahead, so it's going to be Axon having to give chase. Axon's got an entry time here, 15:26.16. Almost 2 seconds back of Hedlund. Hedlund now moving into second on a 15:24.42 most recently.
It seems like Brown has slowed down a little bit. He was 2 seconds ahead of his pace from his previous best so far. Now he's only 1 second ahead. So he's going to have to pick it up. He started really strong, but I think he's starting to feel the burn pretty much everywhere. He's going to have to hold on and pick it up in the last 350 meters.
Well, and he went out for it. And, you know, he was really doing a great job at the beginning of this race. And he did all that he could to get down and challenge for that time. Does look like he's going to go a little bit over here unless he can really find something and dig down in this last couple hundred meters.
Looking at the pool deck, I think everyone is really rooting for him. Everyone is standing like a 1500 last race of the event. Nobody left the pool. They all stayed here to encourage our swimmers. They're telling him to add some more kicks. So I think everybody's really excited and they all want to see him succeed.
Well, every chance we can get one of these male swimmers here for Canada into an individual event at the World Championships. It's an opportunity, whether they do it in the Athena A standard or in the secondary standard, it's an opportunity for them to develop. As we've mentioned, we have many more females underneath that standard. The men's team a little bit smaller. Lots of quality performances on the men's team, but we're trying to grow and develop the bulk of that men's team. So as we said, any chance you can get to an individual event or on the team, it's a great opportunity to help grow the program. 30.9 on that last 50 for Brown. So he was able to pick it up a little bit. (13, 16, 19, 200 meters left to go.
So close to the end. As I said, he feels the burn everywhere, but he can see the end, the light at the end of the tunnel right now.
And certainly not an easy one. 1,500 meters. Around about 15 minutes of high intensity swimming. The longest race in the pool for competitive swimming. And at this pace, he's going to be very close to that seed time of his of 15:19.69.
If he can pick it up, he might be able to lower it a little bit, but
it's going to be awful close. It'd be a shame to go all this way and not come out of here with the best time in this event. 30.5, he did a good job there on that 50.
He did pick it up.
He's picked it up nicely. You saw the bells indicating 100 meters left to go. There they are for Axon in 3, who has moved back into second. Hedlund, having a little bit of trouble here towards the end of the race, has dropped back to third. And the placard indicating 1 length left to go, 30.3. He's descended those last couple of 50s. I think that we're going to see a 15-17, maybe a 15-16, depending on what he does here on this last 50. More likely 15-17. It's going to be a good job by Brown. It will be a new best time. Consolation for not getting down to that secondary standard, but this is the second event that he's won at the Canadian Swimming Trials. Brown, 15-17, 4-6. A great effort.
Job.
And he had to do it pretty much all on his own the entire way. Alex Axon in lane number 3 in for second. Not quite sure what that time was. It didn't pop up on the board. Hedlund grabbing the bronze in lane number 5. So we went Brown, Axon, followed by Hedlund, and it looks like a top junior in lane number 8, 15:47.35. I think we had a junior ahead of him this morning, didn't we?
This morning, the fastest time was 16:00. So our junior is way ahead of everybody else and a 3-second personal best.
Oh, good job, Yutong Wu from the Surrey Knights Swim Club. He's a top junior, 15:47, best time for him, a great swim. He's had a good meet all week long as well. And don't forget, all of the team announcements will be put out on Swimming Canada's social media platforms later on this evening. Looking to see who will be named to the Worlds, Commonwealths, and the Junior Pan Pacific Championships. That's all happening later on tonight.
Don't forget about the Para World as well. They should be announced too.
Now, are we going to be able to name the para team tonight, or do they need a little bit more time?
I think they will be able. The Commonwealth is going to be
A combined
later,
teams.
but I think the Para Worlds are going to be tonight.
Well, that's excellent. So we're going to have at least 4 teams announced tonight. Para Worlds, the Worlds, Junior Pan Pacs, and Commonwealth Games. So stay tuned for those. The Swimming Canada should be putting those up later on this evening once they finish off the event here tonight. I think we're going to get to hear from Eric Brown now from the Point Claire Swim Club, winner of the men's 1500 meter freestyle event.
Eric Brown, congratulations on your win here tonight, 15:17.46. I know you probably like to have had a few more seconds in you, but I think you'll take the best time.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely happy with that. Really, let's stay with the meet. No, I'm super happy with that.
So you won the 800 freestyle and now the 1500, so 2 national championship titles to take home with you on the plane tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. It's I came into this meet hoping to do that. I did it last year and hoping to do it again. That's exactly what happened, so I'm really happy with that.
So you go back and start working with the coaches, try to chip away at these times and draw more time the next time you swim as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's always the plan, and see what I can do.
Well, congratulations, Eric Brown, national champion here tonight in the men's 1500 free. We direct your attention now to the awards.
So now we're going to turn down to the far end of the pool for award ceremony for the 800 meter freestyle, followed by the 1500 meter freestyle, and then we have our swimmer of the meet awards, female para, male para, and then female and male. 1500-meter freestyle, Emma Finland from 800-meter freestyle, Emma Finland from Edmonton Keanu takes the bronze. It's a nice drop by her, 9 seconds at 8:42.5. Zavaros from Markham takes the silver, 8:42.1, another personal best, and then right on her best time, just over that FINA A qualifying standard, Katrina Bellio, 8:30.890, but underneath the secondary cut.
Congratulations,
And we're going to have our junior medalists. And not a big change on the podium. Zavros is going to come off.
And Abby's going to come in.
And Abby Dunford will come in. Abby Dunford, unattached, comes in for the bronze medal position. She won the 1500-meter freestyle. Emma Finland, Edmonton Keanu takes silver. And it'll be Katrina Bellio, won the super final and the top junior. Next up will be our presentations for the men's 1500-meter freestyle. University of Victoria Pacific Coast, Eric Hedlund, open water specialist now. He picks up the bronze, 15:37.71. Alex Axon did a good job coming on the back half of that race to move himself back into second. And then a best time out of Point Clair's Eric Brown, winning the event 15:17.46. Now we have our medalists in the junior category. And I get to see a couple that moved up from the swims this morning. And here we go, a medal presentation. Yutong Wu winning. We saw him in the A final. Silver, that went to Lauren Wigington. And then the bronze medal went to Manta's Eric Dupree. Good drops out of those swimmers here in the 1,500-meter event. All of them in contention, whether through this event or another, for that Junior Pan Pacific team. That team will be named later on tonight. And next up, we're going to have our swims of the meet, starting with our para category.
Blue Aor, scoring 1,091 points in the 50 butterfly, Danielle Doris.
Meilleure course de la rencontre du programme paralympique basé sur les pointages paralympiques canadiens, Danielle Doris.
Congratulations to Danielle Doris.
Félicitations à Danielle Doris.
Our men's Paralympic program swim of the meet, scoring 983 points in both the 200 freestyle and 200 individual medley. From Ravenslawn Aquatic Club, Nicholas Bennett.
Avec un pointage de 983 points, c'est Nicolas Bennett qui remporte le programme paralympique masculin.
Now on the Olympic program, the swim of the meet are based on the 2021 world rankings. Women's swim of the meet, 4th in the world for the 400 freestyle from Etobicoke Swimming, Summer McIntosh.
Pour le programme olympique, la meilleure course de la rencontre basée sur le classement mondial en 2021, avec une 4e place, Summer McIntosh.
And the men swim of the meet, 6th in the world rankings for the 100 butterfly. From the North York Aquatic Club, Josh Liendo.
Et la meilleure course de la rencontre masculine, avec une 6e place au 100 papillon, Joshua Liendo.
At this time, we'd like to thank all of our officials and volunteers for their assistance with tonight's competition and invite you to leave your positions at this time. But make sure you stick around and join us for the introduction of our national teams coming up in just a few moments.
Ceci met un terme à la session finale de ce soir. Nous aimerions remercier tous nos bénévoles, non seulement pour ce soir, mais pour la semaine au complet. Nous avons beaucoup de plaisir, beaucoup de nage très rapide. Alors, bonne soirée et soyez de nous lorsque nous annoncerons l'équipe canadienne qui nous représentera dans nos compétitions internationales cet été.
Well, another great night of racing here, Sarah. Some fantastic swims.
You sure have seen some really fast swim, couple personal best, a couple new qualification for one of the many teams that we have for selection this week.
And some Canadian records to boot.
As well, yeah. Josh Liendo, he's been killing it in the pool all week. So he did it earlier in the 100 fly, and he did it again tonight in the 50-meter freestyle.
And I feel like I've been waiting to say it all week long, because he is finally tonight the bell swim of the night is the Josh Liendo for that Canadian record. in the 50-meter freestyle. If you don't know if you saw, he was also the winner of the male swim of the meet for his 100-meter butterfly. He's had such a fantastic meet. All sorts of momentum have been building for this youngster ever since he was at the Olympic trials, gone to the Olympic Games, managed a 4th place finish there, went to the World Championships in December, the world champion. Now he's Canadian record holder, and he sort of managed to fill the boots of Brent Hayden, who just announced his re-retirement. And no sooner does he does that than Josh Lando breaks one of his Canadian records.
What a career so far from this young swimmer. Absolutely incredible. And yeah, he's been great, and I think he's gonna keep on being great.
And it's certainly exciting to watch. And for those of you who've watched swimming in the country for a number of years, you've seen Leandro develop as a youngster with potential, and now a senior swimmer breaking men's Canadian records, ranked in the top 10 in the world in a number of events, and a bright future ahead of him. So I'd like to thank Sarah for keeping me on the straight and narrow as I wandered off here and there throughout the weekend. You did a great job, your first go around here at the Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. It's been a fantastic week of swimming. And, well, I guess it's going to be a little while before we're back on the air again, but look forward to that opportunity later on this summer or in spring next year.
Sure do.
So, for Sarah Mayo, I'm Jason Pratt, and this is the conclusion of the 2022 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials.
The 2022 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials is brought to you by... Les essais canadiens de natation Bell 2022 vous sont présentés par Bell for Better and all the ways it gives back to communities and sport across Canada. Mieux pour tous et toutes les façons dont Bell redonne aux communautés et au sport dans tout le Canada. Chicken Farmers of Canada, proud supporter and official pro team of Swimming Canada. Les producteurs de poulets du Canada, fiers partisans et protéines officielles de Natation Canada. Murtha Pools Canada, proud national sponsor supporting aquatic dreams everywhere. Murtha Pool Canada, fier commanditaire national qui soutient les rêves aquatiques partout dans le monde. Avis, from freestyle in the pool to freedom on the road. Avis, de la nage libre dans la piscine à la liberté